Hey, yo doers, what's up? That's right, you're getting 2 tutorials in a row on this week. Look at this one is just a simple wood farm. That's all it is. It's not any specific tree, it's not anything. I think it's only maybe 1 or 2 trees anyways that you can use it for. But if you need hoppers and you need chests, I mean, I need hoppers like crazy, and I have completely burned through all of my wood in 3 shulker chests in my Minecraft series. So this is how I'm going to replace it. I tried finding and watching other tutorials on it, and it was absolutely... So this is it. Now, as I was saying, this is probably going to only do 1 or 2 types of logs. I think it's specifically spruce and oak. It might even just be oak. So if you're building with oak, this is perfect for you. These are the items that you are going to need, okay? I'll put a text thing here, so that way you guys can get the numbers. They'll also be down in the description. Now we're going to get into the build. That's 1 dropper and 2 dispensers, just so we're clear. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to do for this build is you are going to build up 3 or 4 blocks. I would suggest 4 blocks just to give you some extra height. And then on this block right below you, you're going to place a dropper facing up and a dispenser facing in like so. Now for orientation, if you guys are wondering, looking at this dispenser and dropper stack, the logs are going to come out to the left here, okay? And that is where we are going to be growing our tree. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come down 1 and then over 2. So this is a 3 block thing here with a 2 block gap. You're going to place down a solid block with a little temporary block next to it, and then your other dispenser facing in towards you. This is where you are going to stand and place all of your material. Now what you're going to do is you're going to jump up and you're going to take 7 hoppers and you're going to place 7 hoppers in a row running into that dispenser. You're going to put another row beside this running into that front hopper there. You're going to run 3 more running into the back here. So 3 more into that row. Then you're going to run a double wide coming around this way. And then just turn and run all of your rest of your hoppers flowing back into this little section here. Okay. So that right there is what it should look like just for reference. Okay. So that's where all your hoppers are running into. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the furnace, you're going to place it on top of that dispenser there with a redstone torch on the inside, and then you're going to run 2 repeaters going in towards that little section here, just like that. Now you're going to place a solid block here next to this dropper. You're going to step it down and place another one just below it, so down on the angle. So again, that right there is what everything should look like. The logs, again, are going to be spit out that direction. And then the underneath is very straightforward. Now what you're going to do is you're going to run 1 more hopper going into that little row there with 3 logs just sitting on top of it. We're going to jump down and underneath. We're going to place a sticky piston facing in. Redstone torch attached to it. We're going to have a 1 block gap like so with another solid block and then a redstone dust on top. Now, off of this redstone dust, what you're going to do is in both directions, you're going to run another 6 blocks. You're going to step it up 1, then you're going to turn the corner and step it up another 1. So the corner should look like that, and you're going to do that on both sides. So there is the redstone dust. Now on top of the furnace, what you're going to do is you're going to run a row of redstone blocks and you're going to make that as wide as the hoppers here. So it's going to be 5 wide like that. And then you're going to run a row of honey blocks on top of it. Then you're going to go slime blocks again. And then you're just going to stagger these so that way I'm stuck. Oh no. And you're just going to stagger these until they are 7 high. Okay, so it should be 7 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're just going to cover all of these slime blocks and honey blocks with our fence gates. So once you are all done, that is what it should look like right there. Okay, so it's just, yeah. Now we're just going to repeat this 2 blocks over. So you can see here, this is where the tree is going to be. We have our 2 block gap. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1. Okay, so tree, 1 gap. 2 gap, and then this is where we are going to build the other wall identical to that one right there. Okay, so once you are all done, that is what the other side should look like. So it's the same with this one. You're going to actually want to open up all of these fence gates too as well, just probably for aesthetics. Now right here we have a 5 block gap. This is where we are going to, so it's on the log side. This is where we are going to put down 5 pieces of redstone. So the blocks right there. Okay, and once you are all done, that is what you should have so far. We'll do a little roundabout here. Okay, so you've got the little path here. We're going to put some redstone down on this thing here at the bottom. You should have your repeaters in place, your logs here just to stop anything from going inside those hoppers. your walls with your fence gates on top of them, and then your opposite one here with the 5 pieces of redstone block on it. You should also have your piston underneath with the redstone dust, and your little ladder here, which we are going to connect some redstone up to here in a second. And then what we are going to do is right here beside this row of redstone blocks, we're going to put a tower of pistons that is going to be 6 blocks high in total, okay? And then we're going to attach some logs to the front of them here, just so that way, you know, the game can update properly and do what it needs to do in order to grow these trees. Do not put the pistons right next to this little thing here, because if you do, the tree farm just absolutely won't work, or it will, and it's going to be super slow. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get a tower of pistons on either side behind these rows of sticky and honey blocks here. Now, this can be a little bit tricky, but the easiest way to do this is just to build up some scaffolding here. Then you yourself can build up and place these sticky pistons in place as you are kind of going up here. And as you can see, we're already at the top, so we'll just do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so pistons are in place. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build some scaffolding up or place a temporary block next to this, and we're going to build up one glass. We're going to do another one, and then we are just going to build a stair set of glass all the way up to the top one. So we're going to need gap, glass, gap, glass, gap, glass, gap, like so. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to remove all of these scaffolding pieces. We're going to take our redstone dust and we're going to run it along this back side all the way up to the glass here, and then all the way up to the top of our little glass elevator that we just built. Okay, so just like that. So as you can see, bringing along some builder blocks or just some scaffolding with you can absolutely help your building 110%, 110%. So just bring the dirt along with you. Okay, so now we just need to repeat that on this side over here. So we need to build our glass little staircase up, and then we are good to go. And once you are all complete, this is what your farm should look like so far. So you should have all of your redstone in place. You should have all of your towers and your walls in place. Logs in place, set up, ready to go. So now all we need to do is hook up the bone meal to the farm and also set up the activator in order to get everything going. Okay, so there's the back side. And when we swing around here, you got your ladder and your pistons in place. There is the front side. And for reference, that is how we started when we were looking at it from above. Okay? Okay, now what we're going to have to do, this was silly of me, is we need to put a repeater right here and on this side too as well. So we need a repeater right there on either end in order to repeat the signals long enough in order to get to the top of that piston right there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the pushing side here. Okay, so just for reference, we're on the back side of that redstone dust. There's our line that powers everything. We're going to step down one, and then we're going to come across over to here, and we're going to build it up one underneath the dispenser and the dropper combo. Or the dispenser in the furnace. Yeah, that's the dispenser in the furnace combo. Then on top of this, what we're going to do is we're going to run some redstone dust. So we're going to run it onto there. Then we're going to bring it down and across all of these blocks here. I know this is a little tough to see, sorry. Then off the back of this block here, so where the redstone dust comes down, we're going to build out 2 blocks. We're going to remove this. We're going to place an observer going into that block. So its face should be out. We're going to leave that temporary block there because we're going to place another one with its face going in. And then right below it, we're going to put a sticky piston facing up. We can now remove this block right here. And now when this fires, this is going to activate the system and everything, and we should be good to go. We just need to get a piece of redstone dust on top of that one right up there. So just build yourself up using your scaffolding or whatever. Come to the inside here and then place your redstone dust down so that it goes into the dispenser there. And that is going to power the dispenser, which feeds the bone meal into the tree and starts everything growing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place a solid block right next to this sticky piston. And we are going to put a redstone torch here, but as you can see, that activates everything. So we're just going to do that after. We're going to take our redstone dust. We're going to run it all the way down and around. We're going to run it over to here. Okay, so I have a lever in place, as you can see here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here, put my redstone torch in. It's going to activate the entire system. And now with a flick of this lever, we can actually turn the system on, which actually powers everything, but it is opposite. So that is perfectly fine. And once you are all done, that is what your underneath section should look like on the backside there. Okay, so from the backside here, as you can see, what we need to do is we need to do the bone meal input for the system. So what we are going to do is we're going to come under here and we're actually going to remove these 2 hoppers and point them going into that dropper right there in order to feed the bone meal up and into the dispenser for the tree. And then we're just going to put another hopper back here. And this is where we can hook any type of bone meal system up to whatever you want to. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure that those hoppers there are running directly into that dropper right there underneath it. You can see it. It's right there. Make sure the hoppers are running into it. I'm sorry. So again, just hook up whatever bone meal system you want to this. Put it in all the chests if you want to. Does not matter. You're gonna have to absolutely load this sucker up though. It's insane. Okay, now what we're gonna have to do, this was silly of me, is we need to put a repeater right here. I'll make sure I jump cut this and I'll put this in the appropriate section 2 of the video. And on this side too as well. So we need a repeater right there on either end in order to repeat the signals long enough in order to get to the top of that piston right there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take our lever. We are going to single shot fire this system just to make sure that everything is working. And as you can see, it is. Now what we need to do is we need to take our leaf blocks and we need to run them 3 wide, and we need to do that on both sides, even in the center here, all the way up to the top. So on the back side, you're going to make it like this, as you can see. And then while you're at the top here, what you're going to do is you're going to come to the center. So right above where the tree is going to grow, and you're going to build out and put down a solid block. And that is going to limit the height that the tree grows. And then we're going to come to the front here and we're going to do the same thing on the back, but we're going to leave a little slot here in the center for our logs to be able to push out. Build these up 2 wide just like this. And the reason why we're using leaves is that because they do not stick to anything like the slime blocks or the honey blocks. It's perfect. We'll make sure that they are 1 block higher too as well. And once we're all done, that right there is what you should have. So it should be completely done and finished by now. So all you have to do is hook up some sort of TNT or some sort of pusher or bulking together system that you would like to on it, whatever you want to. So that is going to be the back side right there. Then we'll come around to the front side too as well. So as you can see, we have the slot for the logs to kind of push in and out. We have the on-off switch right there. And then again, for reference, this is where we started when we were first originally looking at it. Okay, now I don't have any TNT or anything hooked up to this system or a collection system hooked up to it, so I do have to be careful, but the way this system works is all you have to do is come in here. You just have to switch this little lever here, which is going to activate and start dispensing any saplings that do get collected by the system. And now all we have to do is stand here and right click. Okay, so there, as you can see, I did that one 4 times, and look at the nice little log display that we have spitting out for us, ready to farm. Now, for the TNT system, there's 100 ways that you could set this up. I mean, you could even combine this with a cobblestone generator and some other TNT farms, you know, in order to kind of get the most out of it. But this is how I've set mine up. So I have down here what you can see is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, little collection pit. I have 3 obsidian or crying obsidian right here at the tail end. That is how high the TNT duper is above the machine. So you can see that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 11 blocks. The TNT is on the 12th block right there above it. There's 100 videos on how you make a TNT duper. Right there is how you do it. Okay, I don't even have to set it up for you. It's literally just 2 L's. This is pre-activation too. So now once I just put 4 items into here, it's actually 3 items, but I'm going to do 4 for now. You'll see that the system gets activated and oh no, I'm an idiot. And there, we're safe. So now the TNT is activated. You can see the slime blocks have pushed in on each other now. Farm is ready to go. Underneath here, where did you? So you can see behind here on the hopper clock, what I have is just a single torch. Okay, so once this torch gets powered or depowered, as you can see, the entire system starts and the TNT will drop. There we go. It is timed perfectly, so that way one doesn't drop on top of the other. So we're going to leave that there for now in order to turn the system off. It goes over to a redstone signal, which leads down this little torch elevator down to here. So that way when I'm standing here in this little section, all I have to do now is flip this lever. The TNT, as you can see, will activate. There we go. All the dispensers are firing too as well. So you know that we are on and ready to go. And now all we have to do is just sit here and right click. And as you can see, we get all of these things dispensed to us whenever they come down, so we stay replenished. And if we go over here, I've blown the system up. So that is why you want to make sure you have 3 in there and not 4. You need the TNT to come down fast enough in order to keep up with this tree farm. It's actually pretty crazy. Okay, so not bad. So now let's just actually run that again to make sure that 3 is definitely enough. So we'll turn the little switch on here. There's our TNT. Perfect. We have another TNT already in place. And now we'll just right click. Okay, and so far so good. I still hear TNT blowing up, so I'm not even going to look over. And yes, it's keeping up. So 3 is definitely what you want to keep in the hopper up there for sure. Now again, if you are doing this the AFK way, all you have to do is press F3 and T while you are right clicking, and you basically don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just stand here and you will automatically right click. You can walk away from your keyboard. Life is good. This is me. I'm not even touching anything, as you can see, and the farm is working slowly. And actually not too slowly, because we've already got a stack and a bit of wood. That is absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to build this on the Minecraft series. Again, that is what the entire thing right there looks like. I'll leave credit to where I found this design online. And yeah, leave a like, consider subscribing, shop Happy Chapman for your world downloads. I'll put this one in world download definitely for you guys, okay? And I'll see you on the next Minecraft episode. Love you guys. Peace.